Have you ever set a huge, life-changing goal filled with excitement and motivation, only to find yourself back at square one a few weeks later? Maybe you wanted to lose 50 pounds, write a novel, or master a new language. You started strong, but then life happened. The initial burst of energy faded, and suddenly, that massive goal felt more like a massive weight. You felt like a failure, ashamed that you couldn't stick with it. If this sounds familiar, I want you to know something really important. You are not the problem. Your willpower isn't broken, and you're not lazy. The problem is the strategy. We've been told that to get big results, we need to take big, dramatic action. But what if I told you the secret to achieving monumental change is to start with actions so small, they feel almost insignificant? This is the power of tiny habits. It's a concept that flips the traditional model of self-improvement on its head. Instead of relying on heroic bursts of motivation that never last, we leverage the way our brains are actually wired. See, when you try to force a huge new behavior, like going from zero exercise to a grueling 1-hour workout every day, your brain freaks out. It sees this as a threat, a major disruption. It activates its resistance mode, throwing up every excuse and feeling of discomfort it can to get you to stop. It's a survival mechanism. Your brain loves comfort, routine, and conserving energy. So go to the gym for an hour sounds like a 5-alarm fire. But what about do one push-up? Your brain barely even registers it. There's no resistance. It's too easy to say no to. It's the magic. The core principle of tiny habits is this: make the action so ridiculously small that you can't fail. We're talking unbelievably small. Want to start a daily meditation practice? Don't aim for 20 minutes. Just sit down and take one deep breath. Want to read more? Don't commit to a chapter a day. Read one single sentence. Want to floss your teeth every night? Start by flossing just one tooth. I know it sounds almost comical, but here's why it works so brilliantly. First, it bypasses that brain resistance we talked about. There's no internal battle. Second, it prioritizes consistency over intensity. Doing one push-up every single day is infinitely more powerful than doing 100 push-ups once and then quitting for a month. Consistency is what builds the neural pathways that turn an action into an automatic habit. This brings us to the most powerful part of this process: identity change. James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, talks about how every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. When you do one push-up, you're casting a vote for being a person who exercises. When you read one page, you're casting a vote for being a reader. When you floss one tooth, you're voting for being a person who takes care of their health. These individual votes might seem tiny, but they accumulate. Day after day, as you cast these small votes, you start to gather evidence. Your brain starts to see this new identity not as something you're aspiring to, but as who you actually are. You're not just trying to be a healthy person. You are a healthy person because you consistently do healthy things, even if they're small. This shift in self-perception is the real engine of long-term change. The goal isn't just to do push-ups. It's to become the kind of person who doesn't miss a workout. Okay, and here's the beautiful, almost effortless next step. Tiny habits naturally grow. This isn't something you have to force. It happens on its own. Let's go back to our friend Daniel, who felt stuck in a rut, overweight, low energy, and feeling down on himself. He decided to try the tiny habits approach. His goal was to get fit, his tiny habit, to do 2 push-ups every morning right after he brushed his teeth. That's it. For the first week, he just did 2 push-ups. It took less than 10 seconds. He never missed a day because it was too easy not to do. On some days after doing 2, he thought, well, I'm already down here. I could probably do a couple more. So he did 4, or maybe 5. He never forced it. He just did it if he felt like it. The minimum was always 2. Soon, doing 5 push-ups felt as easy as doing 2 once did. Started adding a few squats. Again, just a few, no pressure. Over the course of a few months, his 2 push-ups had organically grown into a 15-minute morning workout routine. He was casting so many votes for being a person who exercises that his identity had shifted because he now saw himself as a fit person. Other healthy choices became easier. Started paying more attention to what he ate. Not because he was forcing himself to diet, but because it felt like the natural thing for a fit person to do. He started taking the stairs instead of the elevator. Started drinking more water. One tiny, insignificant habit had created a ripple effect that was transforming his entire life. A year later, Daniel was in the best shape of his life, but more importantly, he felt in control. He wasn't relying on motivation, he was running on automatic habits. So how can you apply this to your own life right now? It's simple. First, pick one area you want to improve, just one. Don't try to overhaul your whole life overnight. Maybe it's your health, your finances, your career, or a creative project. Second, identify the smallest possible action you can take. Shrink it down until it seems laughably easy. If you want to write a book, your habit isn't write for an hour. It's write one sentence. If you want to save money, it's transfer $1 into your savings account. If you want to learn guitar, it's pick up the guitar and play one chord. The key is that it should take less than 2 minutes to do. Third, and this is crucial, anchor your new tiny habit to an existing routine. This is called habit stacking. Our brains love patterns. So, link your new habit to something you already do automatically every day. For example, after I brush my teeth, I will do 2 push-ups. After I pour my morning coffee, I will read 1 page of a book. After I get into bed, I will write down 1 thing I'm grateful for. The existing habit becomes the trigger for the new one, making it much easier to remember and execute. There's no need for reminders or an act of willpower. The cue is already built into your day. Forget about motivation. Motivation is fickle. It comes and goes. Systems are what deliver results. This tiny habit system builds a foundation of consistency that makes change not just possible, but inevitable. You stop fighting your own biology and start working with it. Each day you lay another brick. You might not see the wall for a while, but you're building it. One tiny, perfect action at a time. Before you know it, you'll look back and be stunned at how far you've come. All because you had the courage to start ridiculously small. What's one tiny habit you can start today? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe for more tips on building a better life.